and welcome to Game Swarm. Today I'm going to be doing a few apps which I think are actually worth buying, and that I found two that no one with an Android should be without, and you've got no excuse because they're free. So, first up, Osmos HD. Now, if you liked Crayon Physics or Flow, you're really going to like this. The game's idea is simple enough, as it says, become the biggest, and the faster you move, the smaller you become. But the slower you move, the more chances the enemy motes get to become bigger themselves and gobble you up. As you move through the various levels in Odyssey mode, things start to get pretty insane pretty quickly. To jet your way out of trouble and to stop yourself dying is a pretty cool experience, I've got to say, and it's really unusual, this game, and very smooth. On top of this, it's really beautiful, and with the right device the screen can really shine. The details, the colours, the backdrop, they're also elegantly built with no needless flare or particle effects. It's truly beautiful, truly wonderful. It has a huge number of game modes with suns that you have to go around and that suck you up, and motes which are trying to kill you, motes that are trying to chase you, ones that try to run away from you, ones where you've got to move very, very slowly because you'll move everything, but I don't want to spoil it too much. But it really is brilliant, complete and cheap at only $1.99 as being one of my paying ones. It's got a 4.8 rating on the marketplace and nearly 2,000 of those ratings, so it's a no-brainer, and once you've got the pocket money, certainly one to buy. Right, next up on our list is Salus Arca, a free Memorepicker, but sadly it's got no trailer. So here's some gameplay and pictures I took myself, but luckily, being that it's got full interactive 3D graphics, it's certainly able to speak for itself. With real-time devices and live-action monster fighting, Salus Arca really is a true Memorepicker. It even has some things in it that I wouldn't have expected from an Android game, maybe something bigger like a console or a PC game, but not this. For instance, you've got a co-op battle, which is very similar to the fights that you get in Final Fantasy 13, where you might go up to a creature, bump into it, and then enter into a one-on-one fight. However, in this, if someone else bumps into the same creature as you, they can just join the fight that you're already having in that personal little made-up world where these one-on-one fights happen. Not just that, but you can have other creatures join it, and by the end sometimes you're fighting with entirely different people than what you thought you were entering into, which is really quite interesting and pretty neat. It works really well for getting to know people, and it's certainly very sociable. What's also sociable is the 10 trillion designs. Yeah, I didn't make that up, it's true. 10 trillion designs that you can put together yourself, so no worries about customization. However, the beginning isn't brilliant. I have to say, it starts off quite slow. The tutorial is quite complicated, and customization at the beginning are certainly lacking a little bit. Would you like to be a boy or a girl? Would you like black or blonde hair? Now get out there and start slaughtering monsters. There's certainly not much there, to be honest, but it doesn't take long to cover yourself in armour and swords and stuff, so who really cares what's underneath that shell? Later on, in your adventure armour, you get the options of changing between mage, gunner and fighter. These classes, I think, may have been tampered with a little bit by some looking at other games like World of Warcraft. You get the mage and gunner. I swear there's a gunner in Monster Hunter, which I have to say, it looks really similar to Monster Hunter. I swear what they've tried to do is cross a Final Fantasy and a Monster Hunter here, but it does work really well. What's also good is you get multiple characters, so you don't have to restart your game if you want a new character. They've gone down the WoW route of having lots of characters that you can just go back to whenever you want. The magic combat, it's unusual, but again, really interesting. You don't cast magic, you use a skill, like fire, for example, but you can't just use that skill, even if you have the skill core that goes with it, until you mount it into a weapon. So if you're barehanded, you have nothing until you equip or make a weapon with the skills attached to it, in the way of cores. Keeping up? Yeah, it took me a while as well. The tutorial is useless, but once you've got your head around it, it works well. Upgrading, remaking, cores, avatars, leveling, all, and stat points even, like you get in Skyrim and lots of other games, then yeah, this is the game for you. Not just is it free, but you get the co-op, guilds, multiplayer battles, bosses, and without spoiling, a rather good story about Falling Land, though I haven't made out a lot of it, because the best translations aren't brilliant. It's originally Japanese, so you'll probably be downloading the English one if you're listening to this. It's got an Android rating of 3.4, which isn't the highest, but it's got no price tag, so it's certainly one for the download and a game not to be missed. So keep your eye out for that one next time you're down the marketplace. Right, here we go. And now onwards to the Pac-Man come Metal Gear, it's Evac HD. The retro feel certainly reminds me of the Pac-Man days, and it's certainly like the great-grandfather objective to steal the dots. However, unlike Pac-Man, the ghosts are actually quite clever and evil, and aren't ghosts. Once you've collected everything on each level, a gateway opens, you go through it, and all you have to do is stay alive long enough to move on to the next level. But the game has a huge 32 levels, and that might not sound like a lot, but these levels are big, and some of them have timed puzzles, spikes, spiked walls that go in and out, traps, pressure plates, certain boxes open certain doors, switches, keys, traps, plates you have to activate to release swarms of dangerous red cubes that head straight to your location for the kill. On top of all, with an Android rating of 4.5, and the fact is that it's free, there's no reason not to have it, and certainly no reason not to have tried it. Enjoy the trailer.